Hey everybody, what's going on? It's James here with Crypto Common Sense, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about one of my favorite swing trade / position trade setups. Now, this is a setup that I used to talk about a lot back in like 2019. For those of you that have been following me for a few years now, you'll remember in 2019 when Bitcoin was around $14,000, $13,000 ballpark, I was calling for a drop. One of the drops that I've talked about in the past and that got me a lot of whatever recognition or whatever was when I talked about it falling to 4,000. But before I got that bearish, there was another drop that I was talking about. People would ask me, James, when are you going to buy Bitcoin? And what I told them over and over again was, unless something changes, most likely what I'm looking for on Bitcoin is going to be a retracement to the golden pocket and hopefully a range or a double bottom in that zone. So let's go over to Bitcoin first, and I'll show you this. And then I'll show you how we can apply it to other markets. So let's go back in replay mode. We'll go back to the summer of 2019. I didn't start calling for 4,000, I think, until August. But up until before that, I was thinking we'd have a correction. And so what I was looking for was I wanted this to pull back to the 61.8. If you don't know how to use Fibonacci levels, we're not going to go super deep, but it works like this. You find the trend that you're trying to analyze. You connect it to the low point if it's an uptrend, and you connect it to the high point. So you start low, go high. And what this is measuring, if you're not sure, it's measuring what percent of this move the market's going to take back. And the golden pocket is this area between the 61.8 and the 78.6. So it looks something like this. So what I had talked about back in 2019 was looking for long positions if Bitcoin got back to this area and did something like this, where it put in a double bottom or started to consolidate sideways. Now, in reality, that did happen. We'll go ahead and hit play. Probably need to jump down to a daily chart, really. So we'll hit play here. We'll let this play out. Actually, it didn't happen. I'm sorry. I was thinking that this was around the 61.8, but it didn't. What happened was in October, it actually pinged at 61.8 and then shot straight up. So anyway, that's what happened. It hit it and then bounced, right? 61.8, super strong Fibonacci level. And while this is, or at least I plan on this being specifically about longs, just to kind of give you an idea so that you're not writing it off as a fluke, just remember one of the reasons I was so bearish in the summer of 2019 is for the exact same reason. Downtrend. You draw it from top to bottom. How much of a move should it take back? Well, the golden pocket is the 61.8. the 78.6, and again, I nicknamed this the Hodler soul crushing zone because people, when it pumps into these zones, they often get super excited and then the market dumps. And that was, see that? Kiss it and down. So let's jump over to a QQQ chart because this is obviously a major ETF. It's basically the NASDAQ ETF. And let's take a look at a monthly chart of this. So if we take a look at this particular chart, actually, let's go weekly. All right, weekly chart. Okay, so this market's been pumping pretty heavy for several months now, right? Really since October of 2022. It's now moved up over 40% off of its low. Whether we're in a new bull run where this is going to make a new all-time high, I think it's very difficult to say. But what we can say is traders had a really good opportunity to make a lot of money on this move. So how so? Well, lots of reasons, but the one I'm going to talk about in this video is none other than these Fibonacci levels. So if I go from the low in 2020 and I analyze this uptrend that lasted until late 2021, there's my Fibonacci levels. If I then draw my golden pocket on this chart between the 61.8 and the 78.6 and I pull this over, bam, there is my kiss of the golden pocket, and this is exactly what I'm looking for. Down, up, down, up, double bottom on the golden pocket. In fact, this was textbook because this double bottom had a slightly higher right shoulder with tails that signified demand. And if that wasn't enough, it even had a retest of that. Well, come on. Whoa, what are you doing, TradingView? Here we go. Even had a retest of the breakout. Bam, 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 bam. Retest. Go. That right there is a setup that you want to put in your toolbox. Normally I keep a lot of this type of stuff reserved for my, paying students, but I wanted to share this with everybody because I think it's a simple setup that most people can follow, and also because I happened to have a phone call with a family member yesterday and we were talking about markets and he was talking about cost averaging, and I was saying, the reality is you don't have to cost average. There actually are signs in markets that you can follow where you can get maybe a little bit more heavily invested versus just randomly throwing money at the market the entire time it's going up or the entire time it's going down. And I showed him several different types of setups and several different types of trades. But this was one of the trades that I felt was easiest to grasp. And I felt it was one of the trades that would make a really good YouTube video, because I see this a lot. People have been in crypto for years, but they still don't understand technical analysis. They still don't understand how to draw Fibonacci levels. They still don't really understand what support and resistance is, or how to draw a trend line. They don't understand things like how to use volume. All these little things that everyone should know before they start putting money in the markets, but almost nobody does, right? And that's crazy to me, because there's an old cliche: you can't win a game if you don't understand the rules. And I'm paraphrasing a bit, but how do you expect to be super successful as a trader or even as an investor if you don't understand the game that you're playing, right? So make sure you educate yourself in this, whether it's through books, whether it's through courses, whether it's just through, YouTube videos, whatever it is you need to do to educate yourself. Make sure you do get yourself an education, because this is very cliche market behavior. And in fact, if we go back to the low in 2018 and we pull this up to the high in 2020 before the COVID crash, where did it pull back to? None other than, you ready for it? You got it. The golden pocket. So if we take all this stuff off the chart and we look at that COVID crash, that was nothing but a Fibonacci retracement right to the reload zone, right? This will be your reload zone between the 61.8 and the 78.6. Bam. Opportunities to get long. You go forward, opportunities to get long. And you look at something like Ethereum, and then we'll wrap this video up. Same thing. Let's take some of this stuff off, because it doesn't matter for this video. When this pulled back in the summer of 2021, where did it pull back to? Well, so let's go from the low in 2020 to the high in 2021, right? This would have been May, before the blow off top here. Where did it retrace to? Bam. So there's your trend. There's your retracement right back to the 61.8. Opportunity to get long. All these tails screaming demand exists, and pop, right? Pop from around $1,700 all the way up to nearly $5,000. So really, really killer stuff, okay? And you'll see this over and over again. And why does it work? Is it magical? I couldn't tell you why it works. My personal opinion is it works because algorithms have been trained and written that trade it. I don't know that it would work naturally, but I do know that because people believe it's an important level, a lot of algorithms and a lot of automated trading happens at those levels, and it tends to present really big opportunities. So key is put that bias to the side and really focus on the technical side of things, because the charts don't lie. The charts tell you exactly what is happening in a market. And just as an example, this is not a prediction video, and I don't even want to start making predictions, but always remember that when a market is moving, watch for retracements and watch for these key levels. As an example, right now in the QQQ, yes, this pump has been awesome if you're a bull, or a long-term bull, I should say, or even a short-term bull, but it is important to be aware that we are indeed inside of the golden pocket, aka the hodler soul crushing zone. And so what bulls want to look for in something like this is they want to look for this zone to get cleared. That's kind of like a confirmation, if you will, that there's enough bullish momentum that we could attack this old all-time high. But if bulls can't clear this level, and we start seeing things like head and shoulders in here, or start seeing things like a lot of sideways consolidation or double tops, etc., then those are big red flags that this market might actually be about to move back down. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to move back down to, $100 or something. That's not what it means. It's just an opportunity to look for reversal type of trades. And it could even be that it just moves back down to this level and then continues back up. It could be that it moves back down and takes out this low. There's a lot of things that could happen, but we don't care about that. What we care about is knowing that there's an opportunity there that we might be able to zoom in and find some type of swing trade in that market. So I'll go ahead and wrap the video up there. Please remember that I am just some guy sitting in a spare bedroom. That obviously means that nothing in the video is financial advice. You should always go out and do your own due diligence and seek out professional advice from a licensed financial advisor before making any type of investment in cryptocurrency, the stock market, precious metals, Forex, or any other tradable asset. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and of course, make sure you leave me a comment. That helps me out a great deal. This is James. Talk to y'all soon. Take care.